Tom Homan. The borders are welcome, and it looks like you succeeded in fulfilling President Trump's mission.
You know, like President Trump gave me 3 things to do. He says, I want you to de-escalate. I want to arrest illegal aliens, especially criminals, prioritizing public safety threats. And let's get some agreements how we move forward. And you know, de-escalation, done. The agreements, done. And we arrested over 4,000 illegal aliens there, with a lot of them criminal alien threats, public safety threats. But we're in a good place. Minnesota is a lot less of a sanctuary state than it used to be because of cooperation we got from the prison and jails.
So how did they get people that riled up? I mean, they were, as we saw, and Alex Preddy, 10 days before that incident where he was shot. I mean, do you have any theories on that? We've heard George Soros and the money that's funding some of these people. Some regular people, but some, I don't know. Do you have any intel on that?
Well, there's like, they got riled up for a number of reasons. Number one, because the Trump administration is fixing what happened the last 4 years, where over 10 million illegal aliens came to the border and were illegally released in the United States without proper vetting. So now we're responding to that with, you know, mass arrests in sanctuary cities. Plus the rhetoric. I said back in March, if the rhetoric doesn't stop, the hateful rhetoric comparing ICE to Nazis and secret pleas, if it doesn't stop, there will be bloodshed. And unfortunately, I've been right. There's been a lot of bloodshed. You know, there's a couple of shootings in Texas where detainees died. A law enforcement officer got shot. Then we see what happened in Minnesota. The rhetoric, it inflames that percentage of crazy people that's just looking for an excuse to take some action against law enforcement. And when you hear a congressman or a senator or a mayor or a governor compare ICE to Nazis, they feel emboldened to do stupid things.
The rhetoric is still there, certainly online, and I hear more and more people of consequence, even Democrats, saying there has to be a Nuremberg-like kind of tribunal once this is over. I think they mean once the Trump administration is over or once a Democrat gets in. Take a look at this, if you would. Yeah, the idea that you guys are war criminals, which is absurd, but check it out.
Your message to the ICE agents?
That the Nuremberg trials will come. The international community is civilized, unlike America.
If you talk to Democratic voters, like, abolish ICE is becoming like the basic baseline position. Yeah. A lot of them are like, I want the Nuremberg trials at the end of this.
I get it. Protesting is powerful. Promising them that there will be an accountability. And I've said this. I think there should be something equivalent to the Nuremberg trials after this is all over.
It's like they're going to come for you like they came for Trump once he left office the first time. And I'm very worried about that. Even as an ally in the administration, I support what you do. What do you make of that rhetoric? It's right in line with the Nazi stuff.
Well, again, it's a hateful rhetoric. It does nothing but inflame that percentage of the left that is looking for an excuse to attack ICE officers. And look, Nuremberg trial, I'll be looking forward to sitting next to members of Congress because we're enforcing the laws that Congress enacted. So if we're racist for enforcing law, what's to make them? They wrote it. So looking forward to it.
What can we expect in 2026 as far as operations go? The word is, you know, President Trump didn't like what he was seeing on TV, but now you've made the adjustment. More of the same. What does this year look like?
More arrests, more deportations. President Trump promised a mass deportation, and that's what he's going to get. Look, prioritization of public safety threats and national security threats, that's been the game from day one of the Trump administration. But now you got people saying, well, if you're concentrating on criminals, that means you're letting non-criminals get away. That's a bunch of crap. He promised mass deportation, that's what he gets. Prioritization of the worst doesn't mean we forget about everybody else. I've said from day one, if you're in the country legally, you are not off the table. If we find you, we'll arrest you and we'll deport you.
The media seems to make the media is necessary. Do they get in the way? How much do they make your job difficult? How much do they make your job easier? How much of a factor are they in all of this?
I don't pay attention to them. I mean, I'm not running a popularity contest. I'm doing the job. So I don't pay attention to social media. And, you know, every time I read a hit piece on me, thank you. Because I get tired. And I read a hit piece, it's like throwing gas in my fire. I'll just go work again the next day and do the job.
All right. A couple of more quick things, if you don't mind. When will this be over? Will it ever be over?
You know, as long as President Trump's in the Oval Office, we won't keep his promise to the American people and make his country safe again. You know, we got a record number of deportations in his first year. And if you look at who we're arresting, nearly 70% are public safety threats. We removed hundreds of thousands of public safety threats from this country, making this country safer. Every illegal alien public safety threat we take off the streets of America makes those neighborhoods safer.
And Chief O'Hara, he was the man who was giving you a lot of difficulty in Minnesota. Actually, I'd like to play you this clip where he said out loud that he would not be supporting ICE operations, which I think is a very problematic statement. Take a look at this, please.
Does the Minneapolis Police, do you work with ICE?
We do not participate in immigration enforcement in any manner. We do not refer people over to ICE or anything like that. It's purely a federal law enforcement issue.
So my question about that was, how true was that? There was no cooperation, no security for ICE operations at all from the Minneapolis Police Department during the first part of the surge?
Exactly, but now there are. I met with the chief, and I'm not asking him to be an immigration officer. We're asking him to be cops. So when we call 911, because our officers are surrounded, things is out of control and do the job. They were putting up illegal roadblocks, the agitators. After I met with them, they were taking down those roadblocks as soon as they could. So they're doing their law enforcement job now, but I've never asked any sheriff or any chief of police to be immigration officers. We're just asking them to do your public safety mission, and that's what they're doing in Minnesota now.
Let's say after the midterms, President Trump asked you to be a cabinet secretary. There's a lot of turnover after the midterms in almost any administration. If he wanted you to be, say, the Homeland Security Secretary, is that something you would say yes to?
Well, we got a Homeland Security Secretary now, but look, I serve at the pleasure of the president. I came out of retirement twice for the president. So when President Trump needs me to do something, I do it.
Last thing, have you talked to President Obama, who actually gave you an award? You had a decent relationship with President Obama. He wasn't crazy when you were working for him, at least on immigration issues.
He gave me the Presidential Rank Award for Distinguished Service because we removed and deported a record number of illegal aliens.
What happened to him, and what happened to the Democrats? Why? We talked about this before. What is your theory? Is it the votes? Is it the cheap labor? Why did they let all those people in?
I think it's for they perceived a future political benefit, whether they're going to be Democratic voters. But remember, President Biden also overturned the Trump census rule, where millions of illegal aliens in sanctuary cities will be counted in the census, which equals more seats in the House for the Dems. They perceived a future political benefit. But, you know, first 4 years of Obama, we were hitting hard. Last 4 years, we got shut down.
Tom Homan, please be safe. I know you're ready for anything, but we're counting on you as Americans, and thank you very much. Tom Homan, the Border Czar. Thank you, sir.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.